Mondays with Mark Allen. Welcome back. Today I want to talk skin cancer. See that there? That was skin cancer. It's an issue for people who are in the sun a lot. If you're an endurance athlete, you're probably in the sun a lot. If you like being outdoors, you're in the sun a lot. It's not something that can be fixed today. If you had some bad habits in the past, I had some bad habits in the past, not necessarily bad habits, but in the early mid 70s, I was a swimmer. I was a lifeguard on the beaches in San Diego. There was no good sunscreen, a lot of damage, right? And then I was a triathlete for 15 years, and I surf, and I'm out in the sun all the time. You know the name Kevin Motes? He died. He was a pretty good triathlete for many years. I think in 1988, I think he had the second fastest marathon time in Kona, next to yours truly. Anyway, he passed away in early June of this year from melanoma, skin cancer. He was blonde. He loved to be in the sun. Last year's he was in Kona. During COVID, he stopped going to the skin doctor on a regular basis to get checked. He paid the price. He's gone. He died. So yesterday I had to go get a Mohs surgery. Mohs, M-O-H-S, is where you go into the skin doctor, you get your regular checkup. They find some areas that they can't just freeze off. They do a biopsy. On my cheek, there was a spot the guy did a biopsy and found out that I had not pre-cancer cells, but real cancer. So you do Mohs surgery where they go in and very carefully take a little bit by little bit out and do and test to see if they've gotten all of the areas around the area that has cancer to be free of cancer, so that there's no more of it in the area that they're working on. I was not happy to go to this appointment. This is kind of like what I looked like in the morning. Well, I'm headed to Mohs surgery, and boy, that was a great experience with Mohs surgery. Said no one ever, right? Anyway, not so excited, but I guess dealing with it, taking care of it, and hopefully it goes well. Yeah, and the reason was, well, I had a lot of friends, including my mom, including Scott Zagarino, my business partner in Mark Allen Sports, who've had a lot of Mohs surgeries, and they're not pleasant. I've seen the scars when they come out. Big holes, big gaping things that got cut out, closed up, yes, and that healed, and they are alive, fortunately. I got to the doctor's office. It was 7:30, and usually this area, it's bustling. Look what I saw. I was the only one there. The nurse comes out, and she thought she was pretty funny. She actually was. She looks around, and she goes, "Is Mark Allen here, please?" I'm the only one in there. She thought that was so funny. It was funny, but I wasn't laughing because I was going to get a hole dug out of my face. She wasn't going to get that done that day. So anyway, I go in, I walk in, the nurse has me sit down on the chair. She says the doctor will be in shortly. I look to my left, and I see the instruments of destruction or reconstruction. There was like 12 different things to cut holes in my face, and so I stopped looking at that because that was not settling my uneasiness about this procedure. The doctor came in. He was so good. He got me calmed down, did a little bit of Novocaine, started digging around. Of course, there's sounds coming from my cheek that just are not normal, not natural, and making me a little bit, there's not even a word for it, uneasy for sure. Anyway, they take the chunk, they then take it right down and do an analysis of it to make sure that they've gotten all of the edges. If they haven't, they go in and they make the hole a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. After the first dig, I was a little in shock. Round one. They had prepped me beforehand, and they said, bring your computer, bring a phone, you can walk around, you can eat, whatever you want in between. It takes 45 minutes or so to do the analysis on each piece as we take it out. Fortunately, this is what they found. they cut a little bit out, and then they go and they biopsy it, and then hopefully they've gotten all the edges, and if they haven't, then they go and they take a bigger and bigger cut. And anyway, they did one round, and the nurses came in and said that they got it all, so they're going to sew it up, and I'll see if I want to show you the stitches or not. But anyway, thankfully I didn't have to go over and over and over. They cut, then you wait like 45 minutes while they do the biopsy, and then fortunately he got all the edges of it, the doctor, so good to go. Still got my cheek, most of it anyway. Mohs surgery. You don't need it. You don't want it. Do what you need to take care of it, your skin, so that you don't have to do this. Yeah, so I wish I had listened to my own advice 20, 30 years ago and used a lot more sunscreen. I hope all of you take care of your skin. Make sure you get in there, do the preventative measures so that you don't end up like Kevin Moats, and do it frequently so that you catch things early and that you can still continue to love these endurance sports that you do and have such a passion for. Mondays with Mark Allen, to good health.